In this season of families celebrating their faith, we have an amazing story of a brother and sister separately adopted who never knew the other existed for nearly 30 years. Sarah Wallace takes us on their emotional life journey to find that missing link.
Stop it. You always think you make them better than me.
They share the same passion, baking Irish soda bread.
I wonder who's going to get these this year now.
And a similar trait.
We have the same feet.
There is so much Monica Shush and John Tominelli are discovering about each other.
It's overwhelming to think about, how great this is. And I try not to think about the lost time.
My whole life I wanted to know if I had any brothers or sisters. I grew up as an only child.
Monica, adopted as a little girl in New York City, says she decided later on in life to start searching for her birth history.
If you wonder what's out there.
She had no idea then that John, born to the same mother 7 years later, adopted by a different family, would begin his own journey. They both signed up in the 1990s with the state adoption registry.
You have hope, and then the hope kind of just dwindles over the years when nothing happens.
27 years later, they both got letters. Monica living in Queens.
It was like a gift, a letter in the mailbox. You have a biological sibling.
John living on Long Island.
I was like, I have a sibling? And I was like, oh my God, this is fantastic. I did not expect it. It came out of nowhere.
They connected by phone and then met at a Long Island restaurant.
We hugged immediately. She gave me an Irish soda bread.
An Irish soda bread. It was like delicious. We knew each other.
Yeah.
It really was unbelievable. So hard to explain the emotion of that. It's like just a connection of having somebody that you belong with.
Who truly understands what you have experienced in regard to being adopted.
One of their first joint efforts after finding each other was to advocate in Albany for an adoptee bill of rights that became law last year. Among other things, it allows access to pre-adoption birth certificates.
At least you can find out, your name, what it was before, and you can look up records and find out certain things.
Monica and John's biological mother chose not to have contact with them, but her children couldn't stay apart. With John's kids grown, he ended up spending every holiday at Monica's house. When COVID quarantine hit last year, well, there was no debate.
So you quarantined?
Yeah.
And you haven't left?
I haven't left.
Pretty much.
You're not leaving?
I'm not leaving.
Lost for years and now found. And just as there are now so-called vaccine angels to facilitate that process, Monica and John want to do the same thing for adoptees and their families. Make it easier to find that special connection. From Ozone Park, Queens, Sarah Wallace, News 4 New York.